Have you ever felt something in the air that no one else seemed to notice? Like the whole world suddenly slowed down for a few seconds? Like the sky itself was holding its breath? Libra, this is not your imagination. This is not some random thought or passing feeling. What you've been sensing, in the quiet moments, in the stillness when no one is around, that gentle pressure in your chest, that feeling like something important is near, that's real. You're not too emotional. You're not overthinking. You're not broken. You're tuned in. You're sensitive, but not in a weak way. You're sensitive because your soul was designed to pick up on energy before it becomes reality. And right now, something sacred is happening. Heaven is whispering through the earth, not with thunder, not with lightning, but through soft signs, through silence, through sensation. You've been feeling things that others can't name. You've been catching signals that seem invisible. And maybe it's made you feel strange, like you're the only one experiencing it. But you're not alone. This is a spiritual frequency, a divine current running through the natural world. And this Sunday, something unimaginable is going to rise from that quiet place. Heaven is getting louder, not in volume, but in truth. This is not a time for fear. It's a time for revelation. That cold rush you feel down your arms when you're alone, that deep sigh you let out when the room is still, that sudden moment of peace right after the chaos, those are messages, whispers, hints from the unseen. This Sunday, the earth will not just carry the whisper, it will deliver it, and it will come directly to you. Libra, you've been walking through invisible winds. You've been standing in the middle of sacred movement, and the universe is about to confirm what your heart already knows. Before we go any further, I want you to write something in the comments. I feel it too. Because someone else who reads your words will find the courage to admit they've been feeling it as well. Let's awaken together. Because what's coming, what's moving beneath your feet and around your spirit, will not leave you the same. It's not coming to shake you apart. It's coming to reveal what's been buried inside you all along. Stay with me until the end of this message. Because this Sunday will not be ordinary. It will be the moment you finally understand why you've been feeling everything so deeply. It will be the day you realize you were never wrong, you were never crazy, everything you felt was real, and now it's time to find out why. The earth is not silent anymore. There was a time when everything felt quiet, when it seemed like the heavens were far away, when you looked around for a sign, but all you found was silence. But Libra, that season is over. Now everything around you is speaking, not in words, but in energy, in feeling, in subtle signs that only someone like you can notice. You felt it already, haven't you? Maybe you couldn't explain it, but deep inside, something changed. The earth itself feels different. The way the wind brushes your skin, the way the air feels heavier at night, the sudden goosebumps when you're not cold. These are not ordinary experiences. They are sacred signals. They are messages meant just for you. Right now, the earth is being used by heaven. It's no longer just soil and sky. It's a carrier of divine whispers. The way the trees move when no one is near. The flicker of light across your room when you're deep in thought. The sense that something is behind you, watching, but not in a scary way, more like a presence that's familiar and holy. Libra, this is not a mistake. This is not your mind playing tricks. You are spiritually awake in a world that's finally speaking. You were born with the kind of heart that feels the truth before it's seen. And now that heart is picking up signals that others are blind to. That sudden wake up at 3 a.m., that moment you hear your name in a dream, that whisper in your spirit telling you to pause, to wait, to look closer. It's real. Heaven is not far anymore. It's moving through the earth. It's breathing through nature. It's walking beside you, quietly, patiently, carefully. Everything around you is carrying energy. Even the things that seem normal, a song playing on the radio, a child laughing on the street, a feather falling from the sky, all of them have meaning when you pay attention. And Libra, you've been paying attention. Your soul has been listening even when your mind didn't know what to do with what it heard. And now the energy is getting stronger. The whispers are getting clearer. This Sunday, something sacred will break through. Not to shock you, not to scare you, but to finally confirm what your heart has always known but was afraid to trust. The veil between heaven and earth is thinning. That invisible line that separates the spiritual from the natural, it's softening. And you, Libra, are standing right at the center. What you've been sensing is not a random feeling, it's alignment. The ground is not silent anymore. The skies are not empty. The quiet is full of meaning now. And this Sunday, your spirit will receive something it's been waiting for. Not a loud answer, not a dramatic sign, but a soft truth. One that wraps around your soul and makes you whisper, "I knew it." Because everything you've felt has been heaven preparing you for this moment. Nature is a messenger. Libra, heaven doesn't always send signs in big dramatic ways. It doesn't always come with loud warnings or flashing lights. Sometimes it speaks in the softest, quietest, most gentle ways. And nature becomes the voice. Look closely, not with your eyes, but with your awareness. There are things happening around you that are more than just nature doing its usual thing. The wind isn't just wind. The light that hits your window at a certain time of day, the leaf that falls and lands right next to you, the way an animal looks into your eyes and holds your gaze longer than it should, these are sacred signals. Heaven is using the earth to send you quiet confirmations. And you, Libra, are one of the few who can feel it. That's not a coincidence. It's part of your design. You carry a deep sense of harmony within you. You notice the small things. You sense energy shifts before others even know change is near. That moment when the room goes still. That feeling in your stomach when something is about to happen. That sudden silence outside just before you have a strong emotional thought. These are not just emotional experiences. They are spiritual moments. Nature is being used to deliver information to you. And your body, your intuition, is the antenna. When the breeze brushes your skin out of nowhere, when the sun breaks through the clouds just as you start to pray or think deeply, when a bird shows up in the same place again and again, pause. Notice. These things are not random. Libra, this is how heaven speaks to souls like yours. It doesn't have to use loud voices. It doesn't need to shout. Because your spirit is sensitive enough to hear whispers. You may have felt strange for noticing these things. You may have been told you're overthinking. But the truth is, you're spiritually tuned. Your sensitivity is not a weakness. It's your gift. You are connected to the unseen in a way that others can't understand. And nature knows it. That's why nature reaches out to you. That's why you feel calm near trees. That's why the sound of water helps you think clearly. That's why animals often come near you when you need comfort. Heaven is using the earth to speak softly to your soul. Not to confuse you, but to comfort you. To show you that you're not alone. To remind you that you're seen, that you're guided, that you're deeply loved. This Sunday, the signs may grow stronger. The sky might feel brighter. The wind might carry a message. The earth beneath your feet might feel more alive. Pay attention to the patterns. Pay attention to the rhythm of your surroundings. Pay attention to how your body reacts. Because sometimes your soul hears the message before your mind understands it. Heaven is not coming with loud noise. It's coming through the gentle. It's coming through nature. It's coming through the parts of creation that you've always felt most at home with. So don't look for fireworks. Don't wait for a dramatic sign. Instead, open your heart to the quiet. Because in the silence, in the wind, in the birds, in the light, heaven is whispering your name. And you, Libra, you're already hearing it. Everything you felt was a preparation. Libra, there have been moments lately when you felt overwhelmed for no reason. Tears came, and you didn't know why. Your chest felt heavy, and nothing around you seemed to explain it. You tried to shake it off, but the feeling stayed. It followed you into the night, into your thoughts, even into your sleep. You may have thought something was wrong with you, but the truth is, you were not falling apart. You were being spiritually aligned. What you've been feeling hasn't been confusion, it hasn't been weakness, it's been preparation. Every ache in your heart, Every delay you didn't understand, every no that felt like rejection, every long night when you prayed and heard nothing back. All of it had purpose. It wasn't punishment. It was tuning. Your soul has been tuned like an instrument, carefully, gently, painfully, not to break, but to bring you into the right frequency. You've been pulled away from people, places, and situations that no longer fit where you're going. You felt alone. You felt misunderstood. You've questioned your path, but all along, something higher has been working in the background, moving pieces, making space, shifting the atmosphere around you. You may not have realized it then, but your pain was sacred. It was not random. It was shaping you into someone who could hear heaven when others hear only noise. Libra, you're not behind. You're not lost. You're not being punished. You are ahead because you're awake. And that's why everything you've felt has been so intense. Your emotions have been messengers. They've been telling you in the only language they know that something sacred is coming, that your spirit is preparing for a breakthrough. You didn't cry for no reason. You didn't feel heavy for nothing. Your soul has been carrying things that your mind is just beginning to understand. And now you are ready. You're not just hoping anymore, you're aligned. You're not just surviving, you're tuned in. This Sunday, all that waiting, all that wondering, all that weeping, it won't feel wasted anymore. It will feel like a door opening, a moment that whispers, this is what you've been preparing for, and you'll feel it. In your body, in your breath, in your bones. A sudden calm, a sacred clarity, the kind of peace that doesn't come from answers, but from understanding. The kind of peace that says, you were never wrong to feel everything so deeply. Libra, heaven is about to confirm what your soul has known all along. You were never being broken, you were being built. Every emotion was a step toward alignment, and now, you are standing exactly where you're meant to be. This Sunday will be unimaginable. Libra, take this moment seriously. Mark this Sunday deep into your spirit, not just on a calendar, because something is coming. Not loud, not flashy, but powerful. It won't look like a big change at first. People around you may treat the day like any other. The sky may look normal, your routine may feel unchanged, but your soul will feel something different. And it will be quiet, soft, and sacred, but undeniable. There will be a shift. A weight you've been carrying might suddenly lift, and you won't even realize it until you feel light. A thought that's been circling in your mind may settle. A door that's been stuck for so long might finally open, not with a bang, but with a whisper. This Sunday holds something unusual. Not in the physical world, but in the spiritual realm. It could be a conversation. Someone might say something simple, but it will unlock a truth you've been waiting to hear. And in that moment, you will finally understand why you had to wait, why things had to happen the way they did. It could also be silence. Yes, Libra, even silence can speak. You might be sitting alone, thinking, or walking in stillness, and out of nowhere, you will feel an answer arrive inside you. Not from outside noise, but from within. And it will change you. Not just your thoughts, but your entire energy. The way you stand, the way you breathe, the way you see your life from that moment forward. Something hidden is going to be shown. Not to scare you, but to free you. It may be a truth you've been afraid to accept, a feeling you've buried, a realization you pushed aside. But when it finally rises, it won't hurt you. It will guide you. Heaven is not trying to break you. It's trying to show you what you're meant to carry and what you're meant to leave behind. The unimaginable isn't always something big and dramatic. Sometimes it's a tiny shift that changes the entire direction of your life. Sometimes it's the clarity you begged God for, wrapped in an ordinary moment that no one else even notices. This Sunday might be one of those days, where something small becomes sacred, where something forgotten becomes remembered, where something stuck becomes open. Here's what you should expect. A sign that only your heart will recognize. It could be a symbol, a song, a word, a dream. But when you see it, you'll know, this is meant for me. A truth that has been sitting deep in your soul, waiting to be accepted. Maybe you've sensed it, even feared it, but weren't ready until now. And when it finally comes to the surface, it will feel like a release. A feeling, strong and gentle at the same time, that you're no longer lost, that you're no longer waiting, that you are finally in the right place at the right time. And Libra, when that feeling comes, don't rush it, don't explain it away. Let it stay, let it breathe through you, let it settle into your spirit like a seed being planted. Because what's planted this Sunday may not bloom overnight, but it will grow and it will shape your future. Its effects will echo for years. This is not a warning, this is an invitation. Heaven is whispering through the earth. And this Sunday, the whisper becomes a knowing, and the knowing becomes a shift. Be ready. You don't have to chase it, just be still enough to receive it. The sacred stillness before the shift. Libra. Before something big happens, the world often gets very quiet. Not just the outside world, but your inner world too. It feels like time slows down, like you're standing still while everything else moves in slow motion. You might notice the silence more. You might feel like you're in between things, not where you were, but not quite where you're going either. That's the sacred pause. It's the space between who you used to be and who you're about to become. It's not a mistake. It's part of the process. In this stillness, your emotions might rise to the surface. You may start remembering things you thought you had let go of. You may feel sadness for no clear reason. You may even question your worth again. You might ask yourself, why am I feeling like this? Why do I suddenly feel so distant, so unsure? But here's the truth. You are not breaking, you are releasing. Something inside of you is shifting. Not because you're failing, but because your spirit is making space for what's about to arrive. And to do that, the old has to fall away. This feeling of stillness, this emotional quietness, it's not punishment, it's not a delay, it's sacred preparation. Just like the earth becomes silent before a storm, just like the sky softens before the sun rises, your life is entering the moment before the change. Right now, heaven is holding its breath. Right now, the universe is standing still, watching you, guiding you, protecting you. This is the moment when your spirit is most open. It's not loud, it's not clear, but it's real. It's okay to feel fragile. It's okay to not have all the answers. This is not the time to force movement. This is the time to listen, to rest, to breathe. Let the stillness wash over you. Let it clean out the noise. Let it show you what matters. Because what's leaving your life now was only meant to stay until this moment. It did its job. It taught you. It helped shape you. But now, something sacred wants to take its place. So if you feel like crying, cry. If you feel like sitting in silence, sit. If you feel like doing nothing at all, that's okay too. You're not being lazy. You're not lost. You're aligning. Heaven always clears a space before delivering something new. And that space often feels like emptiness. But really, it's preparation. This Sunday something will shift. You may not see it at first, but your soul will recognize it. You'll feel a sense of knowing, a deep inner calm, a moment where something just clicks inside your chest. That's the sign that the stillness is over, that the shift has arrived, that you are ready. And ready. You are ready. You've been ready longer than you thought. This is not an ending. It's the breath before a new beginning. So rest in it, feel it, honor it, because when the movement starts, you will rise into everything you were always meant to be. A whisper that unlocks balance. Libra, people often think balance means standing still, but you know better. For you, balance has never been about silence or stillness. It has always been about being able to listen to both sides at the same time. You listen to the outside world, to what people say, to what life demands, to the noise of reality. But you also listen to what others don't hear, the quiet voice inside, the unspoken truths, the energy that exists beyond words. You have always stood between two places, between heaven and earth, between body and soul, between what was and what is still coming. And sometimes, Libra, that space can feel heavy. You feel pulled in more than one direction. You feel deeply, but you don't always understand why. You carry emotions that don't seem to belong to just you. You pick up pain in a room full of smiles. You sense tension before anything is said. And it can be exhausting. You've questioned yourself. You've wondered if you're too emotional, too fragile, too aware. But the truth is, you're not broken. You're just tuned into something higher. You were given the ability to feel what others ignore, to hold emotions that don't make sense until they do. You carry echoes from places most people cannot reach, from your past, from your spirit, and sometimes even from people around you. This Sunday, that gift will no longer feel like a weight. It will become your confirmation. Heaven is going to show you that everything you felt had a purpose. The whisper that's coming won't be loud, but it will be strong. It will move through you in a way that you cannot explain, but it will make sense without needing to be explained. Suddenly, the pieces will come together. The questions you carried will begin to settle, and you will see the outline of something bigger, something divine. You'll understand why you cried for reasons you couldn't name, because your spirit was reacting to a truth it already knew. You'll understand why you felt anxious when nothing seemed wrong, because the energy around you was shifting and you felt it before it arrived. You'll realize your silence wasn't weakness. It was protection. It was strength. It was space being made for something holy. Libra, this is where your balance unlocks, not by standing still, but by standing in truth. The truth that you are a bridge, a connection point between the seen and the unseen. You are here to help others feel what they've been numb to hold a mirror up to what's real. And even when the world doesn't thank you for it, heaven sees it, heaven honors it. This Sunday, don't be surprised if something finally feels complete. Don't be surprised if something inside you says, "Now I understand." It might be a moment, a feeling, a sentence someone speaks, a dream that makes you weep, a quiet knowing that settles in your chest like peace. And in that moment, you will know. You were never off balance. You were learning how to hold the weight of both worlds. You were never too much. You were made for this. Heaven has been using people, moments, and symbols to guide you gently. And now, the whisper you've waited for, the whisper that aligns everything inside you, it's coming. And Libra, you'll hear it clearly. Because you've always been the one who listens when no one else does. What to do when the sign comes. Libra. When the sign comes, and yes, it will come, the first thing you must remember is this. Don't run from it. It may not look how you expect, it may not sound like a voice from the sky, but it will find you in the most personal way possible. Because heaven knows how to reach your heart. You may be doing something ordinary, washing dishes, walking down a hallway, scrolling through your phone, and suddenly, there it is. A message, a whisper in your spirit, a flash of understanding. And for a moment, time may feel like it slows down, just for you. You may hear a line in a song that makes you stop. You may read a sentence that feels like it was written only for you. You may pass by a stranger who says something random, but somehow it lands directly in the center of your soul. Don't ignore it. Don't try to explain it away. Don't tell yourself it's a coincidence. It's not. You don't need to prove it. You don't need to ask anyone else if it makes sense. Because when it comes, it won't come to your mind. It will come to your spirit. And your spirit will recognize it instantly. You may feel a strong pull to leave a place you've outgrown. You may suddenly know it's time to say goodbye to someone who has drained your energy for too long. You may feel peace about a decision you've been afraid to make. The sign will guide you, not with fear, but with quiet confidence. It won't shout, it won't argue, it will simply settle in your chest like truth always does. And in that moment, pause. Close your eyes. Take a deep breath. Let it settle. Don't try to act on it right away. Just let it sink into your being. That moment is not about doing, it's about knowing. It's about recognizing that heaven just touched the earth. For you, you've waited, you've prayed, you've cried in silence. You've asked over and over again, was all of this real? Did I make it up? Was it just my imagination? And now, heaven answers not with noise, but with clarity. That feeling that rushes over you, like peace, like recognition, like something in your chest unlocking, that's your sign. That's the proof your soul has been waiting for. You don't have to do anything dramatic, just receive it, let it sit with you. Let it melt away the doubt you've carried for far too long. Because in that moment, the truth will be louder than any voice. And the truth will be this: everything you felt was real. The dreams you couldn't explain, the emotions that didn't seem to make sense, the urges, the discomfort, the visions, the silence, all of it, heaven was speaking through them. Now that the sign has arrived, you are no longer guessing. You are no longer reaching in the dark. You are standing in alignment, not because you forced it, but because you were patient enough to wait and sensitive enough to receive. Libra, this is your moment of confirmation. This is where faith becomes fact. This is where wondering becomes knowing. And now you can breathe, because heaven didn't forget you. It simply waited for the right time. And now, that time is here. The earth is speaking your name. Libra, you didn't find this message by chance. You didn't press play because you were bored. You were drawn here. You were guided. Something inside you, something quiet but powerful, led you to this space. And that something is not from this world. It's from the divine. It's from a realm beyond time and words. It's from heaven. Your soul is aligned right now. Whether you feel ready or not, you are. Whether you feel strong or tired, it doesn't matter. You are exactly where you're supposed to be. Heaven has not forgotten you. It has not gone silent. It has been working in the background of your life, in your tears, in your waiting, in your wondering. You may have felt invisible at times, like no one saw your pain, like your prayers disappeared into the air, but the earth heard them, and so did heaven. Everything you felt was never wasted. It was recorded, it was remembered, and now it's being returned to you. Not in the way you expected, but in the exact way your soul needs. This Sunday is not an ordinary day. It holds weight, it holds meaning, it holds movement. It is not just a square on the calendar. It is a portal, a spiritual doorway. A moment when something sacred can pass through, but it won't arrive with loud noise. It won't crash into your life. It will arrive like a whisper, gentle, pure, and full of truth. Libra, the earth is whispering. It's not just the sound of leaves. It's not just the wind brushing against your window. It's not just silence, it's language. A divine language that your spirit knows how to understand. A language that doesn't need to be spoken to be heard. If you're still enough, if you slow down just enough to breathe and feel, if you quiet the outside world for a few minutes, you'll hear it. And when the whisper comes, it will turn into a word. Not in your ears, but in your heart. And that word will be now. Not later, not next month, not when you feel more prepared, but now. Now is your time. Now is your answer. Now is your invitation. And if this message found you at just the right time, don't keep it to yourself. Let it be known in the comments. I'm listening. Let someone else see it and feel less alone. Let them know they're not the only one hearing the earth speak. Let them feel what you feel. Connection, confirmation, and comfort. Stay grounded, Libra. Even when the world feels loud, stay soft. Even when others rush ahead, stay rooted. Because you move with purpose, and purpose doesn't rush. If this message touched something deep inside you, if you felt seen, understood, or reminded of who you really are, subscribe. This space was created for souls like yours. Souls who feel, souls who hear, souls who believe, even in silence. Until we meet again, trust the whisper. Follow it when no one else hears it. It was never just a feeling. It was always real. It was always sacred. It was always heaven, speaking your name through earth.